couple of seconds ago, I posted another video on this channel, which I gave the title, I Smell Spring. Is it the most inspired video of all time? Is it going to elevate my channel from 207 to 270,000 visitors? I don't think so. Is it exciting? No, it isn't. It is just about spring. It is about a man taking a look at the bay, which is in front of his window, having a walk with his dog, and someone who is pleasurably surprised to hear the sound of a lawnmower and smell the fresh cut grass. Not more, not less. It's a reflect of our lives, I would say, because sometimes they are inspiring and sometimes they are not, and sometimes they are exciting and sometimes they are very clearly not. A day can be quite boring depending on who you are and how you handle your own life. That's about it. About at least that I can smell spring in the air, oeuvre on my behalf for you and my channel. And anyways, I'm not aiming for 270,000 followers on a YouTube channel. I'm just creating a log of my life, which is not better and not worse than the life of so many people on this earth. For the most part, it is better, I would say. I have everything and more than I need, and what do you want? If you have love, if you have someone you respect and love at the same time, that is already quite exceptional, because many people are looking for someone in their life and they will never find that one special person. Yes, that's the way it is. And if you want excitement, you can go for a trip. Might it be just a weekend trip, a city trip? Might it be a longer trip for a week, or the real long journey going to foreign countries? You leave as a man that you pretend to know. You discover new landscapes, new cultures, like we did when we left end of October 23 to live in Bulgaria. And you discover new aspects of yourself, and that's a pleasurable thing. Now, if you go on a holiday, you will come back to where you have been, and where you have been someone that was different from the person who visited something or who lived in a country for a while, shorter or longer, and then comes back. But anyways, during this time in Bulgaria, I learned a lot about Bulgarians, about the culture, about the country, but also about other cultures and people from other country, about people who would be better off, those who are following me for quite some time, shooting holes into Swiss cheeses in their home country, than go on the nerves of people who just seek a pleasurable life. What is a pleasurable life for me? Not necessarily the big trip to another country. It is about living, first of all, in an environment where you have friendly neighbors. And at least in Belgium, where we lived as a couple, that was the case. We had lovely neighbors. The relationships were filled with respect and solidarity, first of all. I remember a time when an elderly couple, he very unfortunately had a cancer which was incurable, and his wife, they lived, I dare to say it, in a shack, and the roof was leaking, and a big part of the neighborhood showed their solidarity, us including, and putting the necessary stuff on the roof again. That is what being human is about. That is nothing someone should discover during a trip, a holiday, an adventure, or whatever you might want to call it. And sometimes that is lacking here in our target country, but the person I'm talking about is the exception to the rule. If you come to another country and you want to educate the people who are living there, at the largest part, to be like you, somehow you didn't understand and you don't understand the concept of life and cultures. that takes intelligence, which, let's admit to it, is lacking cruelly in some people. And that also is part of life. Sometimes you encounter very intelligent people who are marvelous, who inspire you, who change the way you are. Yeah, that's what happens. If you are open for other people, they change the way you are for the better, not the worse. But yeah, in that case, you can also be changed, not as a human being as such, but in your behavior for the worse sometimes. If you are confronted with people in your life who are not reacting to any reason, sometimes you have to think about how am I going to tackle that situation, and from time to time you can call a lunatic, how to deal with lunatics. That is a difficult task you can be confronted with, but that also is a part of life. It shouldn't freak you out. You can remain calm, drink tea or coffee or whatever you like. I like both, and I like my life in Bulgaria despite the downs, because there were many ups, and there still are. Because as I said, celebrating 2 years in Bulgaria, Bulgarians are lovely people, and if you do the effort to speak their language, they are even lovelier. Really good people in Bulgaria, and thank you very much, Bulgaria, for receiving me for the most part with open arms. I intend to give back in the long run, which will be what, considering my age of 64, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30. Let's not dream about 40, because then I would be 104 years old, and I can tell you quite frankly, I wouldn't like that. I intend to give back. I'm actually thinking about charity, because there are lots of people in Bulgaria who are not well off, anything but, which is a pity, because this nation has shown time and again that they are resilient, that they are strong people, that they are people who are not born takers, but givers. If you enter the household of friends in Bulgaria, count on the fact that you're going to leave with 3 kilograms of fat on your ribs just after one meal. It is quite exceptional here in beautiful Bulgaria. Now, just wanted to share some ideas, just wanted to state and share my state of mind, which is positive. I've always been a positive person. I do not get stuck in remorse, in complaining about things. Even the worst aspects of my life have some positivity in them. It's depending on everyone to take the journey into yourself, not necessarily the journey to another country, to discover what you have and what you have not.